Imagine you keep going to the gym and never see any result, and it's still as hard as the first day. You would probably stop going to the gym after 6 months. You would be unmotivated, discouraged, you would hate it, it would stress you out, and you would just feel like you failed while everyone else is gaining results and you gained nothing from it. Keeping our tongue up is a proper tongue posture, which allows our faces to develop properly. If you did not do that from the very beginning of your life, now your facial structure will not support that kind of tongue posture. So skipping to that part may be not the best idea. And that's what many people do with mewing. They find out about mewing and then they skip to that part. Of course, they struggle with it because their facial development does not support that tongue posture anymore. They don't see any result and then they give up on it. Basically, what I'm saying is that in order to gain a real and long-lasting result and quick result, first you have to work on the posture elements. You have to work on making your muscles stronger, especially your tongue muscle. Skipping to the part where you keep your tongue up for the whole day and then you will see the result is basically the same, just like when you would go to the gym and like you never went to the gym in your whole life, and then you go to the gym and you try to do heavy lifting and stuff. I mean, maybe someone can do it, but most people will not be able to do that all of a sudden. And it's the same way about mewing. You can't start mewing if you don't have a proper facial development. Not one part of your posture and not one part of your facial structure will support that posture. It will be unnecessarily hard. You will struggle with that so much more than just doing things that would make mewing easier. You have to start gradually. You have to support those elements in order to even be able to keep your tongue up. I don't blame you for having like not maybe the best approach to it, because many people don't focus that much on how to make mewing easier. You can find a lot of information on what mewing is and what benefit it gives you. You can even find information on how to do it properly or what are the biggest mistakes and stuff like that, but not many people talk about how to make it easier, and it does not have to be so hard. From my journey, I found out about exercises, tongue exercises. That's the main way that I even try to do mewing. It was through those exercises, and I figured out, I mean, I got like pretty quick result. I had like the ugliest profile ever. I still have ugly face profile, but at least I got results, so I know that it's working. Even if it's slow, which my results were not slow, but even if they would, like what I was doing, it would still be working, and it did work. So that's why basically I'm sharing it with you. I started doing exercises on Mewing app, and most of those exercises were actually tongue exercises, and they made my tongue really strong. I remember like the first few weeks when I started doing them, I was not able to do them properly at all. And I would think, because every exercise was demonstrated, and I would think like, how can this girl do that with her tongue? Like, how is her tongue so strong and why is my tongue so weak? And now I can do those exercises properly. Not all the exercises, because there are some like crazy exercises. I don't think that anyone but her can do that. But yeah, I mean, Mewing app is not free, so or at least it was not free when I bought it. So you don't have to rely on the exercises that are in the Mewing app. You can also find any other exercise on YouTube or I don't know, somewhere. But basically the exercise that helped me the most was tongue chewing. Basically involves chewing a gum with your tongue, or basically press your gum on the upper palate, and that will make your tongue stronger. Also, with every meal or in every meal, you should engage your tongue while chewing as much as possible. Basically, most of us, we use our chewing muscles and we use our mouth muscles, like facial muscles, while chewing, which is not optimal, but it's understandable. But try to like focus and engage on using your tongue much more and as much as possible while eating. And please don't skip these exercises. Please don't ignore these, because even though it seems so simple, it maybe seems so irrelevant, too simple to even work. Trust me that it is working, and trust me that it is one of the missing links in mewing, and probably one of the main reasons why people give up on it, feel discouraged, and struggle with mewing much more than they probably should. I had like a very bad phase when I started mewing. I was not in the best position to even start mewing. My facial structure did not support that proper tongue posture, and I'm sure there is many people who have it even worse than me. So I can somewhat understand the struggle, but I'm sure there are people who will struggle even more than I struggled, because at least I always had a wide face, so I didn't struggle with narrow palate as much. And I mean, I struggled with a lot of things, but narrow palate was not one of those things. So I can only imagine how hard it might be for people who struggle not only with weak tongue, weak facial muscles, asymmetries, and also narrow palate. Like that's exactly why main focus should be on how to make it easier, because people struggle with so many elements of their facial development that mewing will almost be mission impossible. So skipping to mewing, skipping to keeping your tongue up, will not be possible for so many people. And it's not realistic to watch a few videos on people who had relatively good facial structure that somewhat supported their tongue on the roof of the mouth, and through each month that people would have it so much easier, because they did not have a lot of struggles to begin with, and then in a few months they fixed even those problems that they had. For example, they fixed their slightly weak tongue, and that was not so hard. But some people, no matter how consistently they try to keep their tongue up, no matter how much focus they put into mewing, they will always struggle with that, and they will always have to actively think about it. Whatever you have to actively think about all the time, you will eventually stop doing it. It's too much work, it's too much focus, it's stressful, and it will not keep you motivated. Imagine you keep going to the gym and never see any result, and it's still as hard as the first day. You would probably stop going to the gym after 6 months. You would be unmotivated, discouraged, you would hate it, it would stress you out, and you would just feel like you failed while everyone else is gaining results and you gained nothing from it. So this is for all of those people who feel discouraged or who want to even start mewing but don't know from where to start. Start in the very beginning. Start by doing exercises for your facial muscles, for your tongue. Strengthen your tongue most of all. I think that's like the biggest thing that I want to emphasize. Strengthen your tongue more than your chewing muscles, because overdoing chewing muscles can give you some issues, but making your tongue stronger, I highly doubt that it can like give you any issue other than you will just be able to keep it up all the time. And I'm very well aware that tongue should not be actively engaged on the roof of the mouth. It should be like you should create vacuum, and that vacuum should keep the tongue up. But trust me that you will not be able to create vacuum, and that you will also have to have strong tongue to even be able to create a vacuum and to even be able to swallow properly. So yeah, still even taking that into consideration, still this approach of making tongue stronger is still valid. So yeah, don't skip it, do the exercises, and I promise you, you will see results very fast. Also, if you have other issues other than facial muscle weakness, you can try other methods. I know I was just talking in this video about having a weak tongue. I know people struggle with many other things that are stopping them from mewing properly or consistently. I'm very well aware of that. It's just that I did not have I didn't have personal experience with those things, so I truly don't know what to suggest to someone that has narrow palate, other than maybe, you know, expanding it like with orthotropics or orthodontic therapy, if possible. But I know that it's possible to do it naturally as well, using our tongue. And that is all from me. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you like this video, and please subscribe because it truly means the world to me, and I will see you in the next one.